Hello, welcome back to IT Performance YouTube channel. Today I will be doing part 2 in the NVMe M.2 installation and setup of Windows for testing purposes. It was interesting. I've learned a little bit, I suppose you could say. But it's working. I didn't have to remove any hardware in order to install Windows on the machine, whereas quite a few people have suggested that you need to install all other drives apart from the M.2 drive to be able to install it. But then your dual booting won't work properly because your system won't know, your Windows system won't know that there are two drives, and then you'd need to go in and manually change which drive you wanted to boot to each time. Anyway, come along for the ride. I will be just going through the full installation process as it works initially, and then towards the end you can see some of the frustrations that I went through. Yeah. Have fun. Hope you enjoy the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so to use Rufus to create a bootable USB drive, you need to first have a USB drive that's big enough to hold the ISO, and you need to have downloaded the ISO. I will put in a link to where you can use an application that will allow you to search for and download ISOs of different versions and stuff in the link. So you start up Rufus. I'll also put a download in the link in the description on where you can download Rufus from. It will automatically choose a USB drive, and it will, if you've only got one, then you don't need to worry about changing it, but it'll display any additional ones in there. So then you click on, after you've downloaded the ISO, click select, navigate to where the ISO you want to use is. So I'm using the 1709, then click open. Standard Windows installation, that's fine. GPT, that's fine. UEFI, that's what you want. You don't need to change any of these options. Down here, this needs to be FAT32. Do not change it to NTFS. If you change it to NTFS, you will not be able to boot off your USB drive once it's ready. It will create the bootable USB drive, but for whatever reason, it won't work, it won't boot, which is one reason why I've had to go back to the 1709 version, because the 1809 version has an install file that is over 4 gigs in size, and FAT32 does not handle files of over 4 gigs in size, so it defaults to NTFS, which does not work. Then click start. Okay, start. Warning, all data on the device will be destroyed, and it will rename the device as well. Okay, and then it will go through and create the bootable drive. And there you go, that's the big WIM file that with 1809 is over 4 gigs in size, so you're a bit buggered with regards to FAT32. If you want to get 1809 on, then download both ISOs, install with 1709, and then extract the 1809 ISO, and basically immediately once you've got 1709 installed, go through the upgrade process to 1809. If I speed this up, will this talking that I am doing now sound normal or not?
waiting for 5 minutes to pass, in order for this to get installed. Set up. It's harder on me than it is for you. You don't have to sit through it all.
And there you go. That's it. You can now remove the USB drive and boot from it. Okay, so boot into the BIOS. Under BIOS, so that's the UEFI enabled USB boot disk for installing Windows. There's my SSD, my NVMe PCI Express drive, and down here you can see that other PCI devices, i.e. that, is set to UEFI, whereas my other drives, storage boot options, are set to legacy, which is fine and is working. Boot option, so boots to Windows Boot Manager by default, which again is fine. So save and exit, and then F12 to bring up the boot menu. Boot from off the UEFI version. See how there's two? There's one down here, and then there's one up the top that says UEFI. So I choose the UEFI version, and it boots.
Change that to New Zealand. Next, install now.
And so this is the options that you get when you have the 1709 boot ISO. And then you choose Pro, next, accept the license terms, and then go to custom. Okay, let's try this now. Okay, well, let's see what happens. I'm guessing it's just going to boot straight into the original Windows. Which is fine because I can always use the boot. Ooh! Look at this! Oh! It didn't give me much time. Did not give me much time, but it did ask. And there we have it. Alright, let's have a look at Device Manager. See if it's going to complain about anything. Oh, look at all that. Display adapters. Microsoft Basic Display Adapter. SM Bus Video Controller. Processors. 4.2. Okay. Well, that's a very good start. And that's how you set up dual boot in Windows. So here is the dual boot menu. So you get to choose which version of Windows you want to boot into. You obviously need to know which is which. I will need to see if I can rename those to make it easier to tell. In here you can choose the defaults or other options. So default operating system just gets you to choose which of the two automatically boots when you turn on and don't specifically choose anything. The current timer, you can get the option to come up for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 30 seconds or 5 seconds. I just go with the 30 seconds. And other options like repair tools, you boot off a USB drive or something like that, troubleshoot. That's handy to be able to get into those at that stage, rather than having to somehow force your machine into that if you are having problems. And there you go. Continue booting. Okay, thanks for watching. It works. It works well. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And hang around for some of the frustrations that I went through getting it working. But it wasn't that hard in the end. Just needed to work through some things, figure out some things, get the right way of doing things. Okay, cheers, bye. Okay, so I have my NVMe in the system. Okay, so I want to boot off the data traveler. Well, that's an interesting looking cursor up the top there. Well, that didn't work. What have I done?
And boot from the Kingston Data Traveller, which will hopefully boot this time.
This does not completely bugger everything up. We can please check your drum media. Okay, let's see how this goes. And it does tend to help to wait until your keyboard is recognized and powered up before actually hitting F12. Okay. Pressing delete, pressing delete, pressing delete. Okay, let's try this time. click on there and go next. Why? 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 Why?
Why? Why? Why? Can't create the petition. Why can I not create a new petition on there?